Hi, I'm Heather from booktubes, and if you're not familiar, I don't buy books. So I read ebooks, and I usually use Kindle Unlimited or the library. I buy very few ebooks, and then I buy far fewer physical copies. I don't buy physical copies of books I've already read or books that I love. I only buy physical copies as an option to read, and it's just not really a thing that I do. So very few physical copies, but have accumulated 4 so far in the year that I haven't read yet. So the first one is the Hello Lovely box edition of The Culmination of Everything by Christina Jones. Several of my friends, including Bree from 11 Words and Ashley from Bookish Realm, have read and loved this. It is a uptight doctor, I think, who has some sort of misunderstanding or accident or whatever, and this small town alpha hero has to rescue her, and he gets a very bad first impression of her, and that's all I know. So I bought this specifically because I wanted to support the fact that Christina Jones was the author that they picked, and that's why I bought it. This book is available in Kindle Unlimited digitally, and it is signed. So also like that buttery paperback. This is a special edition of Not My Type by Evie Mitchell. I won this in a giveaway on Bree at 11 Words on her channel. I watched the live show. It was fantastic. Loved her as a person. So many of my friends love her. This is also available in Kindle Unlimited digitally. It is also signed, and it's actually personalized to me. And I love this cover, but I also love the original cover. Like, I love both covers. Our main character is a wheelchair user, and she writes a column or has a podcast or something about accessible sex stuff, I think. And our hero teaches Shibari, and he teaches her for the podcast and like ties her up and stuff in class. Shibari is the layered artistic tying of the knots on people that form a bondage. So it's like the layers that are crisscrossed. That's Shibari. So I've heard that it's really funny, really steamy. I know Bree from 11 Words always says that it's like Jessica Kane, but with more diversity. So I'm very excited to read this. I have very high expectations. I feel like if I don't love it, I'm gonna be very sad. Then I have 2 manga, which are actually rereads for me. So I have Fire in His Fingertips, Volume 1, which was a birthday present from Izzy at Happy for Now. This manga is erotica, basically. It's pretty much smut, and it is not available digitally. So I had borrowed these from Izzy last year, read and loved them, and so for my birthday, she sent me this. And then because she had sent me this, I bought the second volume, and so I will be rereading both of these. This is my favorite manga so far because it's the steamiest that I've read. I do wish they were available digitally. They're not safe for other eyes, but I do really like them. I will say that manga has an issue kind of with consent, which I understand because I grew up in purity culture, but because the women are basically not supposed to want to have sex, they often have very murky consent in the manga. So just be aware of that if that would be something you don't want to read. It's a thing. This is a fireman who is friends with her, and he like really wants to be with her, and she just thinks he's a player. So she doesn't take him seriously. So, and he has to rescue her from a fight. He has to rescue her from a fight. Oh my God, I can't say this sentence. He has to rescue her from a fire, and when he does, that's when things take a steamy turn outside the realm of friendship. So, and the next volume comes out in May, I think. So excited about that. But so that's it. That's the 4 books I own that I need to read. I anticipate them all being 5 stars. I hope they're all 5 stars. I will be sad if they're not. Yeah. These, because they are available in Kindle Unlimited, I probably will read on my Kindle as per usual. But then these have to be read physically. That's the only option. So there you go. I will check in whenever I read the things.
Hello.
I just finished my reread of Fire in His Fingertips, Volume 1. Manga girlies are so insecure. I don't know if that's because it's true of the whole genre or if it's like it's always true in the first couple volumes and I never make it past that. But they're so insecure. I can't deal with them. They're like, the love interest is trying to profess their love and like show them how much they care, and they're just like, is this you being a player? Am I just a one night stand? Am I not your bedpost? Am I as pretty as my mother? There's just so much weird stuff. But this one is my favorite. It's by far the hottest thing I've ever read for a art thing. And yeah, reread was great. Sorry if I'm shaky. Had a migraine today, so lights are off. Caffeine is up. So that's where we're at. But yeah, really enjoyed this, and I've completed 2 manga volumes for 30 in April. 30 and 30. April 30 and 30. So, do I plan on reading 30? No, I do not. Do I plan on reading at least 3? Yes, I do. Hi, it is about a week later, almost a week later, and I finished The Culmination of Everything by Christina C. Jones. I did end up reading this on ebook on my Kindle. I loved it, 5 stars. So I feel like, and I talked to someone who will not be named, and she was wrong, but about them not liking it quite as much, and I definitely feel like you could feel like maybe the couple is a bit detached, like their connection wasn't quite there. However, for me, it did end up really working. So you have some big content warnings on this one, which I think I definitely been told. I'm pretty sure Brie from 11 Words specifically mentioned these, and I forgot. But there is death of a child, death of a spouse, a fire, someone dying in a fire, horrific burns on somebody else. These things have all happened before the beginning of the book, but you definitely deal with the grief of them throughout the book. And I cried. Now, whether I cried because I stayed up till like midnight reading this and then was like, no, you still have way too much of this book left, you need to go to bed, so I finished it this morning, or if it really was just that emotional, I don't know. We may never know, because I did stay up late reading it, and that is when I cried multiple times. But what a book. So this is a trauma surgeon doctor who is just detached, right? She's gone through the grief process, and that grief process has just been numbing, detached, not caring about anything, not feeling anything. So when she goes to this small town to try and find herself again, she has an accident right away in the very first chapter and gets injured and is rescued by the town grump. And he is genuinely an a-hole. Like, he is an a-hole. However, him infuriating her is like the first thing she's felt in forever. And that quickly turns to hate sex. And their emotional attachment is much slower. And I really appreciated that. I thought that it was realistic to where they were, especially with their own grieving processes. But I loved that she loved him for being an a-hole rather than in spite of an a-hole. And I loved that he also knew where the line was with that. And anytime he crossed that line, he felt genuine remorsefulness for that and was not going to do a repeat. I feel like that is a huge difference than someone who just brushes it off that they wounded you. So, because Lord knows I can be a terrible person, and sometimes I really regret what I say or how I felt or the judgments that I made. And if I am going to be genuinely sorry for that, I think that that is significantly better than just actually not caring that I hurt your feelings, right? So I really liked it. And I also liked that because life had changed her and put her through it, what she needed now is not what she would have needed 20 years ago or 10 years ago or 5 years ago. And so they met at the right time. And also, she is 36. I don't know if we ever get his age, but she's 36. So it's also really nice always to see a character in their 30s, because I appreciate seeing people be able to find happiness past 22. So I really liked it, and we're going to call that a success. I read the entire thing from like my kids' bedtime last night to midnight to this morning before I got out of bed. So really, really loved it. So yeah, be aware of those content warnings. Also be aware that the connection may or may not work for you, because I feel like it just depends on how it hits you. It's one of those where I can easily see you feeling like it wasn't really there, but then for me, it definitely was there and I loved it. So just be aware of that. Yeah, so whenever I read the next book, I will check back in. Today is a busy day of errands and cleaning, so that's my Monday schedule. Hello, it's the same day, and I have a peach Jolly Rancher in my mouth, so sorry, but I just got the mail, and I got I was a giveaway winner from Nicola, who picked this book. These are nice. So I got Drag Me Up by RM Virtues, which is the first book in his Gods of Hunger series, and I have read this one. So I've read this. I enjoyed it. It was his first book, and so I feel like he has improved since then. But first one, Hades and Persephone. This is also great if you want a diverse retelling, because it has Black characters, queer characters, disabled characters, trans characters, and I believe some of the other books have other BIPOC main characters and love interests. This one. And then I have not read Keep Me Close yet. Part of that is because this series is not in Kindle Unlimited, so I have not bought the second book, and now I can just read it physically, which will be a delight. So yes, while I am still currently trying to finish all the books in my physical TBR, I did add a new one, but this one will not be in this vlog because I can't read that many books in time. So this will be in the next physical TBR back to zero reset vlog. Nicole and Whitney, I can't remember Whitney's channel name, but I will link it. I'll link the live show. They interviewed RM Virtues and Katee Robert, because they're all kind of friends. And to RM Virtues and Katee Robert both have these like contemporary Greek gods retellings, and both of their series start with Hades and Persephone. So it was a really cool live show. In the live show, I won these. So very excited about it, have to say, because this is something that I wanted to read. I just haven't bought it. So, yeah. Love that for me. Thank you so much, Nicole, for sending these to me. Love her channel. So, very excited. Hi, it is a couple weeks later. It's the Wednesday after Easter in the Dark Romance Readathon. Today I did a reading sprint with Bethany at Beautifully Bookish Bethany, and I started Not My Type by Evie Mitchell. I am reading the ebook, and I am 44% in. I feel like my expectations might have been a little bit too high for this, but I am enjoying it. I do like it. It's just not quite, like, I really think my expectations were a little bit ridiculous for this. This one she is a doctor, a sexologist, and she mostly focuses on people who have had sexual trauma, being able to be intimate in any way. So it's not like a super kinky thing, but she has this podcast, and On the podcast, she covers accessibility. It's called All Access, and it's giving people information that is not readily available on Google. And one of the things is a listener wrote in and asked for shibari and making it accessible. And so she goes to this class. Well, she actually talks to the guy first, which I did not realize. I thought they met in the class. She talks to him first. He tells her to come to the class that he teaches at the local sex club. And she's his subject, the one that he does the knots on. And they are like instant lust, but he's like, I don't date, so they're friend dating. I like it, and that is where I am right now. So about halfway through. I wouldn't be surprised if I might finish it today, actually. There's been some things called out for ableism and the hero being called out for ableism, and I think it's just one of those things where society does such a poor job of exploring or explaining or being aware of anything that's not white, cis, het, able-bodied, all of the things that I think the general public and us as individuals tend to have a lot of misconceptions about anything that is not part of that, unless you are already part of the demographic that is affected. So it's like, yeah, okay, it absolutely makes sense what you are checking, and also it doesn't make him a super unlikable person to have those misconceptions, because most people would or do, or it's very prevalent. I don't know if that makes sense. I'm not saying that the misconceptions are okay. I'm saying that you don't really view the hero as unlikable because he has the misconceptions. So, all very interesting so far. Curious to see where it's going. The Steam is not working for me as much as I had hoped, but it's also not the worst thing I've ever read. So that's just, again, I just think my expectations were a little, this is going to be my favorite thing of all time, and it's more like this is just a good book. Which is not a bad thing. So just want to be honest about how I'm feeling with my experience with it so far. So that is that. And I will update you again when I finish this book, probably. Okay. I am 85% through Not My Type, and I'm at the conflict, and it's the dumbest conflict. He's like completely internalized like this thing that one of his exes said to him, and they run into the ex, and it's like it's a disaster, right? It's like a bad scene. I can understand having a hard time with it, but why would you break up with your girlfriend over it? It makes no sense. It's stupid. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. First of all, what a terrible person. Like, his ex is a terrible person. So why would you believe the things that they said to you? And I understand, I get it, that we aren't always rational about these things, and that we often like internalize that we are in fact a terrible person and nobody will ever love us because we can't remember to put our socks in the hamper, like whatever. But that's so stupid. This is so dumb. And I'm just like, I knew this was going to happen. I was already like, that's dumb. That's a dumb conflict. It's a dumb conflict. Why do we have it? Why would we break up? It makes no sense. I do not approve. All right, it is the next morning. I am going to get in a bath right after I film this, so you're getting the same pajamas as last night. But I finished Not My Type. I gave it 3 stars. I do think my expectations were detrimental to this one. There is a very dramatic, pointless third act breakup, and like, she did try to explain it all as like, you need counseling, dude. But I just didn't like it. I just didn't like it. I really didn't like the villain because, like, who does that? I mean, obviously people do because people suck, but who does that? And the steamy scenes didn't really work for me. Of all the criticisms, I don't hand that one out too often, you know, because sometimes it's like fine, whatever. But I didn't care about the steamy scenes like at all, so that was sad. Um, Overall, I will read more by the author. I think that next I probably will do the post-apocalyptic dystopian motorcycle club one. I think I will probably switch over to that series. I will read more by her. I definitely really like her as a person and stuff, but this book did not live up to my expectations, and it was fine. It was definitely a me problem, right? So that means that the only thing I have left is Fire in His Fingertips #2. But when I'm filming this is Friday morning before the vlog goes live, and the Heir Apparent Rejected Mate came out today. So I'm gonna read that. I will have to read Fire in His Fingertips at some point this weekend, but I don't know that it will be today. So almost done with this project. I think that it's going well, even though this one wasn't quite what I wanted. It's still going well. It wasn't bad. Won't be on a most hated book list. It was fine. I'm gonna go take a bath and read this shifter book. Okay, is the 30 in 30 live, the long one, which I mostly missed, to be honest. But it's time for this final episode. Now there's a random sound on the live. Who is that? Hello. We are ending this vlog the way we started it. It's a manga and a headache. So I just finished my reading of this. This vlog is going live tomorrow, so I had to do it today, which is the only reason why I did. But I forgot that they actually tell each other that they love each other and start officially dating in this volume. So that was fun to see. Again, very steamy. They've been friends their whole lives, and he's a fireman, and I don't know what she does. She works at a corporate doing something, and she's also a really good English speaker, so she's used for translating a lot. I like the friend group in this too. I'm excited to read the next volume. I feel like I did a good job with this vlog. I think the only way that worked out is that I basically spread it over the entire month. But this is easy reading. Did procrastinate all morning, but then it didn't take long when I did actually do it. So yeah, if you get annoyed with her just viewing him as a playboy in volume 1, know that in volume 2 we've already made progress to a confession of love. So that's good for me. So thanks for watching my vlog. My TBR would be reset to 0, except Nicole sent me those books, so probably when I accumulate like 4 more, I'll do this again. But we will see. It depends on if I really want to read a physical volume right when I get it or not. So I have the Armed Virtues from Nicole. I think I have the 3rd volume of this pre-ordered for May. I have next Gathering of Dragons novel pre-ordered, but it's been postponed till November 29th. So I don't. Oh, and I do have a physical copy of Zachary Singh, maybe, and the Dragon Emperor. I have that pre-ordered because it's the MB book club pick for May, and I really want to read it, and they're doing the interview with the author, and I thought I'd get the physical copy in case my boys really like it. So my boys are 9 and 7, and it's middle grade. So I don't know. I don't know. But I will do another round of this again. I did it last year. I'll do it again. That's all I've got for you. So sorry if this is shaky. I need to eat food. So thanks. Bye.